there is a single question you can ask yourself whenever it pulls you out of the state of the wish fulfilled of being with your specific person that's going to keep you there and completely change the way that your manifestation goes. Because as we know, and I joke about this all the time, but I'm going to say the basic idea in manifesting, we're going to assume the state, right? We need to assume as if we're already with our specific person. So then the trick then becomes, well, how do I do this? I don't know how it feels. How do I stay in the state, right? And there is a simple question that we always ask ourselves that pulls us out of the state, and we can switch it to put ourselves back in the state anytime we experience any feeling or emotion that doesn't align us with the desire to be of already having our specific person. And because the trick is, and I'll go into a little bit detail first because I think it's going to make a lot more sense. So what would you say stops you from feeling as if you already have your specific person? And you might say, well, feeling down, feeling depressed, feeling lonely, worrying, having anxiety. Maybe on Thanksgiving, like people are asking me about my relationship, but I made a whole nother video about how on Thanksgiving, your family asking you, or any holiday asking about your relationship, actually means you're becoming someone who is in a relationship to them. But anyway, we're going to say all these feelings that don't align with it, right? Because our state is either we're in with our specific person or we're not, and we're desiring to be in with our specific person. And so those are the two states that we're kind of, I don't want to say bouncing between, but it is two states that we're either in it or we're not in it. And what would you say causes you to feel or get in those states? You say the feeling, right? I feel abundant, I feel happy, I feel positive, and I feel as if I already have my specific person. But then when I feel lonely, sad, depressed, I feel like I don't. And most of us have this question of, I always bounce between those two, so how do I stop it? And the trick is, naturally, automatically, you are love and you are abundance. That's not the first time I've told you this in my videos. And so when you are aligning with happiness, abundance, and positivity, that is 1,000,000,000 times more in your end state than negativity and depression, okay? So that's the first step of acknowledging that naturally you technically want to be in a positive state. So then when some other state like sadness comes, we feel really bad. But what do we do? What's the question we ask ourselves whenever we feel sad after feeling really abundant? We say, all right, I feel sad. What can I do about this? Okay? Is that a question you've asked yourself when you felt as if something negative happened outside of you or a feeling occurred? Because it works with both. And those are actually the reasons why it's taking us out of the state. So I'll give you an example. Let's say our specific person doesn't text us back for a couple hours, right? Basic, normal example of worry that we're going to have when manifesting a specific person. What's our first thought? What can I do about this? But think of what that implies. So when we say, what can I do about this? Do about what? Right? What can you do about what? If I asked you that in that moment, you'd be like, well, my specific person doesn't want to message me, so I need to do something about it. And I'd be like, who said that? Right? And I think you guys know where I'm going with this. So now when something negative happens, there's no negativity around you. It's only a perception. Really, it is an illusion. I wanted to make a whole nother video on this, so keep an eye out for that. But there is no negativity around you. So to perceive it in that way, it's just the bridge of events taking you where you want to go in the best way possible. So when we see something that we feel doesn't align us with our end state, we ask, what can I do about this? And basically you're saying, how can I interrupt the perfect bridge of events that my subconscious mind is taking me on? But that's okay. We're all going to feel that way. But look at how it makes you feel. Whenever you say, what can I do about this thing? It implies the thing is real and true and a part of your nature. So that's what's taking us out of the state. So when your specific person doesn't message back for an hour or 2 hours, and you say, what can I do about this? And I'm hear my voice right now, and I'm saying, do about what? And you're going to say that my specific person doesn't want to talk to me. And you go, who said your specific person didn't want to talk to you? And you'd be like, because blah, blah. We would go into all these circumstances, right? But so instead of asking, what can I do about this? If you ask a different question, it doesn't connect you with that feeling. Because if you have to do something about something, you are that thing. Like if I were to ask or tell you, like we were going to hang out and go meet up for lunch, and I was asking, what can I do about lunch? I need to do something for lunch. Would you say I ate lunch or did not eat lunch? And you're like, if we were going to meet up for lunch, you'd be like, perfect. Kyle hasn't ate lunch yet because he's worried about what he's going to do for lunch. So think about that implication. When we say then, what can I do about my specific person not talking to me or not desiring me? You have then implied that you are someone who is not talked to or implied by your specific person. In the same way that when I say, what can I do about this lion in my closet? You would say, Kyle has a lion in his house? Like, why is there a lion just chilling in his house? But I made it up, right? So it's, maybe there is a lion. Maybe I need, no, I'm just kidding. That's how the anxiety and the overthinking starts. So don't second guess yourself. If you go, does my specific person actually want to talk to me? No, they do 100%. Don't worry about it. But so the question that we want to switch around, instead of what can I do about this, which then takes full ownership of this idea that's not true, we should ask ourselves, what part of me feels this way? Okay? What part of me feels this way? And the power behind that is that when you say what part of me feels this way, you have disconnected from that idea. So someone who's in their end state, who's loved by their specific person, if they ever felt that their specific person didn't want to talk to them, they would be like, what part of me feels this way? This is crazy. What part of me feels this way? And you would say the part that worries my specific person doesn't want to talk to me or doesn't want to communicate with me. And you'd be like, oh, that doesn't make sense. I'm going to get rid of that idea. And you can use this with literally anything. Anytime you're asking what part of me feels this way, you'll connect it with some limiting belief. Like let's say you want to buy your friend lunch, but you also have some anxiety because you're like, I have so much money in my bank account, blah, 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 but you really wanted to do this nice thing. Ask yourself, instead of what can I do about this, ask yourself, what part of me feels this way? And you'd be like, what part of me feels as if I shouldn't give this awesome gift of lunch or whatever it is to my best friend? Maybe I want to give you lunch and buy you lunch, right? I'd feel, what part of me feels this way? The part of me that feels like I lack abundance, but we know that's not true because you have unlimited abundance. And then boom, crumpled up, thrown away, that negative belief, that negative worry. But the same thing happens with your specific person. So when you are manifesting, don't ask, what can I do about this? Ask yourself, what part of me feels this way? Because what can I do about this connects you with that idea and then creates it in your reality, because all of your actions and feelings and abundance and thinking, beliefs, everything's going to align with that. It's like that example I used previously with the plant. You're planting a seed that produces a tree, but in the seed was the belief that that was true. So all of the fruit on the tree has this negativity in it. And so you're eating the fruit going, why does this fruit suck? I need to change it. And you call in a dietitian, a nutritionist, a biologist, whatever, to come fix your tree and your apples, only to realize that it's only because the belief was in the seed. You could try as hard as you can to change the apples, which are your manifestations around you. It's not going to change if we don't change the seed, the branch, the root it comes from. That's what we want to get at. So again, asking what can I do about this is having a poisonous seed that grows into a tree. And we're like, what can I do about this apple? And saying what part of me feels this way goes and changes the seed with a better one and then grows the apples automatically that you want. So always remember, again, Don't ask, what can I do about this? Ask, what part of me feels this way? And you're going to see a whole shift in your reality, and you're going to be able to remain and sustain the state because nothing's going to be implying you coming out of it. But if you guys did like this idea, let me know, or any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. Remember, you can also reach out to me on my website if you want to send me a personal question or ask about your own manifestation at kyleaugustcoaching.com. That's where also you can get one-on-one coaching if you did want to. I would absolutely love to guide you to your specific person. So thank you guys so much again for stopping by today. Leave a thumbs up on this stream or this video if you did like it, and I'll see you in the next video.